You're watching TSU-TV 98.
Coming up on TSU-TV News 98, it's a week of celebration kicked off with a presidential ceremony. We've got all the action.
Plus, it's nothing to be afraid of. Find out what important information students are learning about their health. From the TSU Network, your News 98 Live at 5 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to TSU-TV News 98. Live at 5, I'm Brittany Brooks.
And I'm Jade Daniels. The 101st Homecoming for Tennessee State University is coming to an end, but the presidency for Dr. Glenda Baskin-Glover is just beginning. The inauguration for President Glenda Baskin-Glover took place October 25th in the Howard C. Gentry Center. Famous alumni and friends of the university came to witness the investiture for the first female president of the university. Alumni Kevin Williams, president of General Motors Canada, and Oprah Winfrey's father, Vernon Winfrey, were present. Chancellor John Morgan from the Tennessee Board of Regents performed the oath of office for the evening.
The perfect way to end a historical day is with a gala. News 98 Andrea Pacasio has the story.
For many alumni, it means a reunion, but it is mainly looked as a way to give back to their alma mater. The Black Tie Affair took place on Friday, October 25th at the Gaylord Opulent Resort and Convention Center with more than 1,500 guests. Mistress of Ceremony Professor Celeste Bishop Stein served the pleasure of introducing Dr. Glenda Baskin-Glover as the 8th president of this institution.
They are just magnificent, and in presidents, pride and joy. And students, we are because you are. We thank you for being you.
The Scholarship Gala wasn't only a place where alumni could bond, but also a place where students like Donnie Johnson were able to receive scholarships.
I found a way out of nowhere, and I'm just grateful for them and, with the faith that I've continued to have at TSU to make a way for me. And I'm just really grateful for them. So you definitely got to strive and get out there because there's people out there that want to help students.
The Presidential Inauguration Committee co-chairs closed the ceremony with special recognitions and acknowledgement.
I think this is a great event. I think it's a great event, a great day for her. And I think she's gonna be wonderful. I think she's gonna do the things that we need done. Right now, all she needs is support. And I think if the alumni get behind her, and financially, you can do whatever you can do. You gotta have money. You can't do anything without money. If she gets the money she needs, then I think the school is gonna be back like it was.
$600,000 for raised up to tonight's event. President Glenda Baskin-Glover encourages alumni to keep donating to the students. For TSU News Network, I'm Andrea Pascasio.
President Glover has raised $2.3 million over her presidency at Tennessee State University.
Students get the chance to tell TSU's president, Dr. Glenda Baskin-Glover, how they feel after a speak-out chat in the forum of the Floyd Payne Campus Center. Monday's chat with President Glover allowed students to express their issues and concerns of things happening on campus. Students asked questions pertaining to reconstruction of dorms, extension of library hours, securing the campus, vandalism penalties on campus, and better food services. President Glover, along with other staff members who attended, openly addressed the answer to the students' questions. President Glover assures that the students' reconstruction of dorms, changing the landscape of security, and broadening the food choices underway. President Glover also apologized to students on behalf of CIT for the internet connections that have been down for far too long. For the 3rd annual Sleep Out for the Homeless, the men of Phi Beta Sigma invited TSU's campus to spend a night with them under the stars. Enticed by the smell of barbecue and lured by the sound of music, TSU students gathered in the courtyard to be reminded of those who have fallen down on their luck.
We increase awareness for homelessness and poverty out there in the community. So for tonight, we're actually going to sleep outside.
If you missed this year's Sleep Out for the Homeless, find your favorite segment and ask how you can support the cause.
It is an annual campus ceremony filled with grace and pageantry. Tennessee State University crowns its campus king and queen in grand fashion. News 98's Jermichael McCoy tells us why it's a tradition.
Their royals walk down the red carpet as the 2013-2014 king and queen
coronation or the crowning of a king or queen at Tennessee State University is rooted in tradition that affirms ethnic heritage, self-esteem, and leadership development. For Mr. TSU, Michael Johnson, and Miss TSU, Ma Black, the moment came during this year's Homecoming Week. Families, friends, students, and alumni came out in great numbers in order to show support for Mr. and Miss Tennessee State University. Other TSU campus kings and queens came out to support Mr. and Miss TSU. Miss Futuro, Yasleen Melendez, says the event gives honor to TSU and her organization.
Tonight was definitely a very good experience. I'm very honored to be able to be in this coronation for 2013-2014, and also too, I'm honored to be Miss Futuro and to represent the organization as well.
Current Mr. TSU Michael Johnson expresses his appreciation to the crowd and Miss TSU Ma Black as the 2013-2014 campus king.
When times get hectic, she always keep me there. MJ, we got to do this. We got to just stay, keep smiling, you know. But I thank you so much, and I'm very humbled by this experience. I thank you all. Thank you.
For TSU News 98, I am Jermichael McCoy.
Mr. and Miss TSU are elected by the student body during SEC week each spring. They are nominated by their peers, and the winners get a scholarship during their reign. Coming up, it doesn't have to be scary. Find out where TSU students got the latest health tips.
And they're not putting in lots of miles around TSU. See why students are taking a walk around campus.
I mean, it could be a little bit better.
Are the new food choices here in the cafeteria appealing to the students? Stay tuned to TSU-TV 98 for more on this story.
The Student Health Services is maintained to safeguard the health of all students. All activities are carried out with emphasis on education for the promotion of good health. A health fair was held for students to receive free STI and HIV testing.
News 98, Adrianne Walker has the story.
Students at Tennessee State University now know more about taking charge of their sexual health.
We provided HIV screening. We were fortunate because the health department was also here, and they provided testing for other STDs as well.
The Student Health Services held the Haunted Health Fair at TSU in Keene Hall on Halloween Day. At the health fair, students were able to get free STI and HIV testing.
It's just smart to get tested. I think we've tested more females than males, and not to show preference, but a lot of times the females are the ones that will encourage the males to get tested. They'll come in and say, you know, I got tested. You can't even stop by the health department to get paperwork.
Typically, women are more proactive than men about health, and this still stands for the health fair as well. However, there are males on campus who did attend and think it's just as important.
We're all grown, and I feel like, you know, we're all doing different things. So to have this type of project to come and be here for us, where we can actually get tested and our status, is very important.
The TSU Student Health Services says they aim to provide quality outpatient health care and education to all students, and to empower students with knowledge of their personal health status and educate them on how to maintain a healthy lifestyle throughout their lives.
I felt like it was a good thing to promote and just get other students to come, so they encouraged me to come as well.
The health services hours are 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. If you have any questions, you can visit them in King Hall, room 304. I'm Adrianne Walker with TSU-TV News 98.
Student Health Services helps to make this an annual event and have similar health fairs in conjunction with other upcoming holidays on campus.
The ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority encouraged TSU's campus to march in the name of Tatas. Students flooded the campus walkways dressed in pink to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Then students took a journey to the amphitheater to release balloons in honor of loved ones affected by the disease. The walk concluded a long month of breast cancer awareness activities hosted by the sorority.
And we've posted different facts about breast cancer. We've actually gave away cupcakes, donated cupcakes to the community, to TSU community, and we've also done an Instagram challenge. So every day or every other day we have a different fact on Instagram to just let people know and just get them aware of what's going on in breast cancer.
We wanted to show some type of unity on our campus, and breast cancer is very important to not only myself but other people here on campus, and what better way than to do a campus-wide breast cancer awareness walk.
Feel they definitely did their part to save our tatas.
Tennessee State University students also made some laps in Keene Hall to support a great cause. The Pre-Alumni Council, hosted by the Breast Friends Forever Walk for breast cancer on Halloween, students paid $3 to walk and earn laps for breast cancer research. The laps circled the gym and energized music to get students moving. Faculty also took part in the event, walking stepping up booths and counting laps. Alumni coordinator C. Ann Wilson feels the walk will pave the way to raise money for more scientific research. To find out more about this upcoming event through the Pre-Alumni Council, visit tnstate.edu/alumni.
Tennessee State University has decided to install new stop signs to control traffic. But just how effective are they? News 98's Chantell Copeland has the story.
The new stop signs have been on campus for weeks now, but people act like they don't notice the big red signs.
See how they don't even stop?
Student Jacqueline Brooks thinks putting the signs on campus was a good idea, but people are going to have to pay attention and use them.
I think the new stop signs are great, but more TSU students and members that come and visit need to start using them.
The Director of Planning, Design, and Construction of Facilities, Steve Gillette, says the purpose of the new signs is to make campus traffic safer.
Our goal is to make traffic and parking and all other aspects of facilities as safe as we can for students and faculty and staff.
Gillette also states that the placing of signs and street stripes, which indicate basic traffic rules, give the police department access to enforce consequences on people who break the rules.
That gives the police the tools and the knowledge to the people driving and parking that allows the police to enforce the rules.
Chief of Police Richard Briggance thinks it's necessary to inform people on campus about the new signs, and if the rules are broken, citations will be given.
Hopefully we can get the people educated, and hopefully they'll start complying. If they don't, we'll have to do the secondary approach, and that is write citations and let them go through the process of paying it or either appealing it.
Brooks agrees that action should be taken for not following basic laws.
First, I think it should be some penalty for not using the stop sign.
Hopefully, people will begin to use the signs before further actions are put into place. For TSU-TV 98, I'm Chantell Copeland.
TSU police have been on constant patrol, making sure drivers follow the rules.
Calling all mass comm majors or anyone with interest in writing. The Nashville Association of Black Journalists is hosting an interest meeting tomorrow, November 7th, in the Performing Arts Building, room 138. If you're interested in careers in journalism, TV, radio, public relations, and other media outlets, you're invited. For more information, contact Professor Jason Luntz at jluntz@tnstate.edu or Dr. Winston at twinston-20@tnstate.edu.
Although the quality of campus dining options might not be a factor when students are choosing where they'll live and study for the next few years, it is still important to consider. News 98 Chantell Copeland talks with students and staff about the food in Tennessee State University's cafeteria.
Most students at TSU come to the cafeteria for a buffet-style dining experience. Menu options in the caf include pizza, meats and vegetables, sandwiches, and a few additional items. TSU Junior Paris enjoys the cafeteria and says it's different from the previous semester.
It's better than last year's food. I like coming to the caf now.
Paris goes on to talk about what has changed in the cafeteria.
The salad bar is better. I see a lot of mixed vegetables like cauliflowers and broccoli and stuff like that. So a lot of more vegetables.
Aramark is the food company that makes the decisions on what is being served here in the cafeteria. Manager John Skinner tells News 98 that this year's plan is to serve a menu with variety that better fits what the students want.
And the students, a lot of them told us they wanted to see certain things, more made-to-order type stations, and we brought 2 new chefs on board too, which I think has helped a lot with the different foods that we've been able to produce.
Skinner also says that more students are dining in the caf compared to last year.
We've definitely had an increase in participation over last year. There was a slight increase in student enrollment, but I would like to think that more of it is because of the food quality and what we're producing.
Freshman student Terrence Harris thinks the food is just all right.
It's cool. I mean, it could be a little bit better.
Harris doesn't think the caf offers much of a variety.
It seems like for certain days it's like either 1 or 2 options.
Hopefully, more people feel like Paris.
I like coming to the caf now.
And Aramark will continue to adjust to what the students prefer.
For TSU-TV 98, I'm Chantell Copeland.
Aramark has made changes to appeal to the students. Manager Skinner says he wants people to give feedback because that is the only way he will know what is wanted. Coming up, see if the Tigers take home a win. Donnie has that and more coming up in sports.
And find out what famous play is coming to campus next in Tiger Talk.
Welcome back, TSU. Today in Tiger Talk, it's being called A Dramatic Scandal, a play packed with some intense social issues. Today we have Marc Payne, the director of the play Race by David Mamet, here with us today. Thank you, Mr. Payne. So, can you share some insight with us on the play Race?
Well, the play Race deals with, like the title says, about race. And it's an issue that I think we've been dealing with in the society, and that's one of the reasons I really wanted to do this play. And basically the story is like this. Wealthy white guy is accused of raping a black woman in a hotel room. And so he goes to a multiracial firm to seek representation and hoping that he can get fair representation on the case. And so basically we begin to discover certain things about this character as the play goes on. So not to give too much of it away, but that's basically what in a nutshell what it deals with.
Okay, so why did you choose this play for the fall production?
Well, I felt that this whole issue of race is something that we really need to talk about, especially here at an HBCU where we've got a lot of different types of students who are on our campus, as well as things that are going on in society. I mean, when you have like Paula Dean throwing racial slurs around at people that she works with, and you have Riley Cooper in sports, dealing with racial slurs and that kind of thing, it lets me know that we really haven't gone or come as far as we would like to have come. And so we really want to begin to look at that, and not necessarily the issue of race, but what causes it? What is it about these attitudes that people hold on to that haven't changed over the years? And so I think that's one of the real reasons that I wanted to present this to TSU, and so we can have a dialogue about it, not just black talking with black, but black talking with whites, because we're not the only people in the world anymore. And so we've got to really deal with that issue before we can really become a country.
Okay. How long did it take to prepare for the production?
Well, typically it's about a 6 to 8 week process, and so we started our rehearsal process probably the 3rd week in September. And so, of course, we spent a week around the table basically breaking the play down, analyzing it, talking about the different characters, talking about the plot structure and how the moments build on each other and those kinds of things. And then, of course, we had to shape the play and to block it and to move it around on stage. And so then we've actually gotten to that part. Now we're at our 3rd dress rehearsal, which is tonight. And so on Friday we had a tech rehearsal, which basically takes all the lights and sound with the costumes, and we put everything together for the presentation.
So I know you mentioned race and rape, but directors, they usually have a vision that they want for the play and a message they want to send to the audience. So what is the message that you have for the audience here at TSU?
Well, I think just the fact that we have a long way to go as far as attitudes go. And anytime you have a white man accused of raping a black woman, okay, that's a big issue. But 50 or 60 years ago, 100 years ago, that was an issue that was a non-issue because there would be no justice involved. And so I think that David Mamet, who happens to be a white playwright, really took it to heart to write this play from a white perspective. So we can see how other people think about this whole issue of race. And some things that seem like they may be racial slur to us aren't necessarily racist to someone else who's actually speaking about it. And so I think that's key to that.
Well, thank you, Mr. Payne, for being with us, and I wish you all the best for your show. So all of TSU, please come out tomorrow night for the opening night of Race here at the Cox Lewis Theater at 7:00 p.m. Coming up, see why TS students are showing their Tiger Pride.
Members of the TSU marching band, cheerleading squads, fall sport organizations, and Greeks made an appearance in the Hale Stadium, known as the Hole, for the annual Homecoming Spirit Pep Rally. The mass students rushed the Hole Stadium, showing their school spirit. Alumni made a huge showing as they crowded the stadium, pumped up for the homecoming game. The pep rally ended with the band playing and a cheer from the cheerleaders. TSU chants broke out after the music ended and were then quieted by the announcement of the homecoming court. The Tennessee State football team dropped its first Ohio Valley Conference to EIU, 34-16. TSU in front of a homecoming crowd of 22,157 people. The offense was led by Ron Butler, who was 24 of 45 for 212 yards, 2 scores, and 0 interceptions. The Tigers fell short, losing its first conference game of the season. The Tigers look to regain their image with a packed house back in the Hale Stadium when they take on Austin Peay November 9th at 2 p.m. Finally, the long wait is over, and college hoops are back. Fans have sat patiently through the offseason as the Tigers gained new players, hit the weight room with a renewed passion, practiced hard to improve the deficiencies that held them back the previous season, and now geared up to face their biggest foes and challenges. Stepping behind the scenes, TV News 98 with head coach Travis Williams.
Exciting moment in the program, but more importantly, it's a really good tournament. The Hawaii Classic, we're going to have some very competitive teams where we will open up against the University of Hawaii that Friday, and then we'll play New Mexico State Saturday, and then we'll have a day there, you know, in preparation, and also to do few outings for the team on that Sunday, and then we'll play again against Western Michigan on Monday.
The men's basketball team look forward to starting their season on the road as they travel to Hawaii for the Rainbow Classic as they play their first official game of the season this Friday. The women's basketball program season begins as well on the road competing against Kansas State in Manhattan, Kansas. The Tigers must have had first game jitters as they barely edged Lamont Oing 69-68. Leading the Tigers in scores was Patrick Miller with 27 points, a season high. The Tigers look forward to improving their season as they have a little fun on the islands. Legendary Sam Whitman died recently. You may ask, who was Sam Whitman? Well, Sam Whitman built TSU's first baseball team. A versatile leader on and off the field, Whitman spent more than 30 years at Tennessee State University as a student, athlete, professor, coach, and administrator. Whitman was the first to create a baseball team here at TSU. His son, Michael Whitman, remembered his father, who he also played for, as a demanding and thoughtful man. Sam Whitman was 86.
Such sad news to the TSU family, and condolences to Mr. Whitman's family. Still ahead, TSU students try their hand at filmmaking. See the competition kickoff coming up.
And it's billed as a dramatic scandal. Hear more about the newest performance coming to stage on campus next.
Grammy U is a new program on TSU campus giving college students the opportunity to perform live for Grammy Week. Grammy U Amplifier Center Stage is a social media platform that provides up-and-coming college musicians with a chance to have their music heard by artists who have already made it to the top. This online social media campaign will give 3 artists the opportunity to perform on Thursday, January 23rd for an official Grammy Week event. The prizes will also include a studio session with an industry professional and a chance in production and filming of a music video. To sign up, log on to GrammyUamplifier.com from now through December 10th. Several TSU students are wiser about the ways of movie making after a long weekend. The 4th annual 48-hour film shootout took place this last weekend. 7 teams used the Metro Nashville area to film their short movies, but only 4 submitted a video on time. Each team was required to pick a random prop, genre, and dialogue for each segment. The A team, led by executive producer of the Pack House Productions, Jonathan Starks, were the winners of the night. Oscar nominee David Mamet comes to the Cox Lewis Theater starting tomorrow night, and the members of the cast warming up to put on a great show. The play originally made its debut on Broadway in New York in 2009, starring Kerry Washington and David Alan Grier. Many tough subjects are presented in the play, including rape and racism. Professor Marc Payne directs this emotional drama. It runs tomorrow night through a matinee Sunday. The play is free and open to the public. Discussions will be held following each showing of the play. To register, visit eventbrite.com and go to Race, the play at Tennessee State University. Well, I think I know what I'm going to be doing this weekend. What about you guys?
I'm probably going to go with you. Yeah, have nothing else to do. That's all we have for this edition of TSU News Network.
Join us this time November 20th for more news you can use. Good night.